Hi everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video we're going to make foiled wall art using your Silhouette Cameo, these wood panels, and a home iron. Again, no heat press necessary. I have my Silhouette Studio open. I'm going to design the text that will go on my panel. Now I'm going to do a combination of a script font and a handwritten font. Now when you combine fonts, you want to look for contrast between them. It helps emphasize. So I'm going to do always give as the first part. I'm holding down Control A to select everything in this box. And I'm going to use a font called Caferus, I believe. I got it from the Hungry JPEG, and you can see I have this right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm done with all of my edits of the text, and so I'm going to change this from text to an object in Silhouette Studio. So I'm just going to right click on it and make compound path. Now you can see I have this right here. And so I have this all set, and now I want to type thanks. So I'll go thanks, Control A. And I'm going to pick a nice script font that is also fairly thick, so it'll cut out easily with my vinyl. So it's Malaysia, I believe is how you say it. And let me fill that in. And now, because this is a script font, you can see these letters overlap. You don't want those to cut, so we're going to go over to Modify and Weld. And this will combine every area where it overlaps. So we're all set there. So we have our two fonts here. Now you can increase it if you'd like, so I can make thanks a little bit larger. Now I'm going to click, drag, highlight both of these, align center. All right, so I have this set the way I like it. I'm going to grab both of these, and now I'm going to tell Silhouette that I want both of these to be one big large object. So I'm going to right click, make compound path. All right, so we have that there. Now my board is 8 inches by 8 inches. So I'm going to draw a square in here so I can see about what it's going to be. So let's go to square, hold down shift, we'll have a perfect square. And now I'm going to click on it and go to my scale tool up here. This will let me put in the exact dimensions I want it to be. So we'll do 8 inches. So this is my board. So let's go ahead and grab this, and we can either increase it or decrease it depending on how much space you want around your text. So I'm going to do about, a little over 6.5 inches. So I can get rid of this box. And now we're going to set this up for cutting. Let's right click, flip horizontally. And now I like to do weed boxes, so I'm going to draw a rectangle around this. All right, so let's highlight both of these. Go to our cut settings. Now if you're going to use a cutting mat, make sure you have a cutting mat selected in your design page settings. So you have cutting mat Cameo. If you're not, just uncheck it. Now I'm going to cut with my second carrier on the Cameo. That's what I have my premium bladed. So let's do tool 2. You can see the lines turn blue. And then just go ahead and choose your setting. I've already preset a lot of my materials, so we'll do easy weed. And then I'm just going to load it in and cut, and then I'll be ready to weed it. Here's my cut easy weed. Now easy weed can be tricky. The adhesive can be tricky because it's hard to see the cut lines. One thing is to make sure that you're weeding on a dark surface. That'll help you see the cut lines a little bit better, even on this. Now if you're working on a white table, it's going to be very, very difficult. So I'm going to go ahead, find my box. So it's right here. And I'm just going to pull. And if you weed backwards, so if you start at the end of the word, you'll be able to weed it a little bit quicker because it'll help get these inside sections. Now, I mean, you might need to go back and get a couple sections, but at least you can get most of it in one sweep. And the adhesive is actually my favorite thing to weed. I think it weeds easiest of all of the material that I've worked with. So that was quick. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take out the middle parts. We have this one. And just make sure when you do this, keep these pieces far away from your design, because I have found that because they're so light, On occasion, they make it back onto this carrier sheet, and I don't notice the adhesive is back on there until the foil has already stuck to it. And that is super inconvenient. Almost done. Cool. So now I'm going to trim this to the side, and then I'm ready to place it onto my board. So here's my wood panel. I got this in a set from Michael's Arts and Crafts. So what they look like are this. They come unfinished, and they have this backing. So it's very similar to the base of a wrapped canvas, except you have a piece of wood across the top. So I stained this yesterday, let it dry for 24 hours, and now I'm going to place my adhesive on here. Got a little piece of glitter on this. There we go. So I'm going to place my adhesive on here. Position it how you like. So the cool thing about this adhesive is that when it's placed on correctly, it actually turns a little bit clear. So you can see it's foggy right now. I'm going to grab my Teflon cover sheet and cover this, and I'm going to use a home iron. So I'm going to go ahead and place on here and make sure I get good pressure. The cool thing about something like this is you're not wearing it like apparel, so it's not as strict on your pressure than it would be other vinyl. So you can see it's gotten clear in some places. It probably needs just a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit for like 2 seconds, and then we're going to peel this up. Now I can see it's a little bit bumpy right here, so my foil's not going to be totally perfect, I think. I'm going to use my finger to smooth it, see if I can fix it. And with something like this with wood, it's kind of more experimenting, see what works. So this could turn out nice. It might be a dud. I don't know. But better for me to waste materials than you, right? Alright, so we have our adhesive set. Now I'm just going to move my home iron to a little bit of a lower setting. Probably like wool. Because the foil itself, if the temperature is too hot, it's going to get this ripple effect on it. You don't want that. So let's go ahead and drop our foil on top. Now I'm going to use my protective cover sheet just because I don't want to get any of this on my iron. Now let's go across. I'm putting moderate pressure down. I'm just bringing it across this motion. It's almost like if you use the foiling machine. It's like running through the foiling machine. So I have little ripples, so it might have been a little bit too hot. But now I'm going to let this cool all the way, and then I'll peel up my foil. Alright, let's see if this works. I honestly have never tried this before, so this is really a learning experience for everyone. So check that out. Now you can see that this is blurred in there. Typically with apparel this happens, it's just caught in there. So I'm going to grab this lint roller. So I have a lint roller here. Sometimes you can just pick it up, it'll flake right back up. So let's see. So you don't have it too much. So I can see that there's an opening for this A. So you can go ahead and work on this. This also could have been that the adhesive might have been just a little bit too hot, so it melted together. But for designs that are not super detailed, this is a great option. You can see it's nice and shiny, and it's a little understated too. It's not super bright. A great fall decoration in your home. So if you have any other questions, you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com.